Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen? Can I get a thumbs up from somebody? Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, I want to welcome everybody officially to our presentation on what coaching is all about. We're going to be talking about why we're so passionate about this, how you can do exactly what we've done by taking your love of fitness and health and just helping other people and turning this into a business that has the power to provide financial stability and independence for you and your family, and really just open a world of possibilities that, at least for me, I never dreamed that that was possible. So this is an informative presentation. We totally love what we do, but we're a no pressure team. So just sit back and relax. And I believe at the very least, you're gonna leave this inspired. So I'm gonna give you an idea of what to expect tonight. I'm gonna be sharing my story about my fitness and health journey, how I turned my life around, just by a seemingly small inconsequential choice that I made about 4.5 years ago to start P90X and to actually finish P90X. Okay, so here I am. This is me in 2011. I had chronic IBS. I was coming out of a 2-year struggle with infertility. My husband had just lost his job. We had lost our house to foreclosure. We were $55,000 in debt, living in this tiny rental in a really bad part of town. And I just felt like everything in my life was happening to me and that I had no control and no say in what was happening at all. I was 50 pounds overweight. I couldn't walk up even one flight of stairs without getting winded, and that was totally embarrassing to me. So at least I guess I still had my pride. But I was just a girl who might have looked like I had it all together on the outside, but I was falling apart on the inside. I was full of negative self-talk. I was just felt totally worthless. And my depression and anxiety consumed me every single day. On top of all of that, this weight had ballooned to the point where I just couldn't ignore it any longer. And I had tried weight loss programs in the past. I always gravitated toward these super quick fixes. You know, those ones that they don't require you to change any of your habits or behaviors. Those magic potions. I was just a huge consumer of those. And as you can see from this picture, it didn't really work for me. I'll never forget the day I decided to change. So many things were out of control in my life, but there was just this one thing that I knew I could control. And that was what I put in my mouth. And so I made this commitment to myself, and I got a plan together, got to work, and boy, let me tell you, it was not easy, right? The day I started P90X was one of those days that at the time, it just really seemed like any other day. But now looking back on it, it was the day that my life really started to change. My first 30 days was crazy hard. I had to talk myself into this every single morning. When the alarm rang at 5 a.m., I did not want to get up. I think that's something that people miss when they're trying to change their health habits. But let me just tell you a secret. You're never going to have a day where miraculously everything changes and suddenly you want to eat kale and drink green tea. It's just not going to happen. It's a process that you have to go through. It's a metamorphosis, but just like a butterfly, the result is so worth it. So here's me. I just totally struggled through the routines. The very first day of P90X, it's like push-ups for days. And I could do exactly 3 push-ups from my knees, and then I'd have to take a break. I would do like 3 more, and then I'd, gasp for air on the floor. The next day, I remember picking up a glass, and it just felt like it weighed 100 pounds. But as the days moved on and the weeks went by, something really awesome started to happen. I started getting stronger, and I could do more each week. I noticed as I stuck with it, I was doing more each week. by week 4, this is crazy, but by week 4, I could actually do push-ups from my toes. So once I started seeing the changes, that self-motivation kicked in, and it became kind of a game to me, like a competition against myself to see how much further I could push myself in my workouts. Starting my second round of P90X, I decided to add in Shakeology. I had seen it advertised on DVDs, and I was super curious, and I was also very skeptical. I decided to give it 1 month. And I discovered some pretty awesome benefits. I had extra energy. I had just this overwhelming sense of well-being. Like I just felt really good. The other thing I noticed almost immediately was very clear, like my mental clarity. And it's funny because that's something that I hadn't realized that I was missing. So that was kind of funny to experience that. But I decided to stay on Shakeology because of those benefits. And in 3 months, I noticed something that really shocked me, to be honest. My chronic IBS that I had dealt with for 13 years was completely gone. That was 4 years ago, and I haven't struggled with IBS since. So at the end of my second round of P90X, as you can imagine, all of these amazing transformations, not just the outside. And I know like it's easy to kind of focus on the outer transformation when we look at pictures, before and after pictures, or, we see somebody's transforming in front of our eyes. It's easy to focus on the outside, but I can tell you from just my own experience that the inner transformation is something that totally transcends the outer transformation. And yes, like I look and feel way younger than I did back then. And here I am, like, I am going to be 37 years old in 1 week, and I feel like way better than I did at 27. And I look younger than I did at 27. But again, those outer transformation is totally dwarfed by what I got on the inside. And that is something that fuels me every single day, because I will never forget where I came from. That girl on the left was a mess, a hot mess. But through discipline, through my physical discipline with P90X, getting healthy inside, I developed my self-respect again, which is something that I had lost when I let myself go. I had just lost my self-respect, and I was able to gain that back. And that's a gift that there's really no words to explain how important that is. But I went from that depressed, anxiety-ridden to confident, self-assured, I had this unwavering belief in myself because I had taken on this super difficult challenge and I had crushed it. I actually followed through with something, for once in my life. So as you can imagine, I was totally on fire, and I was telling the world about it. I was on Facebook telling everyone to go buy P90X and Shakeology because it's going to change your life. And I was sending them to Beachbody.com because I didn't know about this coaching opportunity like I'm sharing with you right now. Nobody had shared it with me. I didn't know about it. So I'm sending them over to Beachbody.com to order it for themselves. And I was posting my results, and I was just really sharing it because I wanted everyone to feel the way that I felt. So the day that I found out about coaching and what the business opportunity was really about, it just made sense for me. I thought, geez, like I'm already sharing all this stuff with people. Maybe, this is me, maybe I could make just a few extra dollars and I could cover the cost of my Shakeology. And that would be totally cool because we were still struggling financially. Being on Shakeology, to be honest with you, was a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice that I was willing to make because of the health benefits that I had, been able to gain, but it was still not easy. I mean, we had to really work our budget so that we could fit it in. So I signed up as a coach, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I really just wanted to help others. I wanted to be a difference for somebody else and be the catalyst for someone else's journey. And that's really where my coaching journey started, and where it's taken me is pretty amazing. So I want to just share with you a little bit about what coaching has meant to me. I think the biggest thing is that it's really an opportunity for me to shine. And I know that might sound on its face like a little conceited, but it's really not. It's just, at our hearts, I think every person on earth, like God put in us that sense of caring and compassion for someone else. And the way that we do that is by sharing our lives and by sharing our experiences. And coaching has given me this platform that I can do that. And I have an opportunity. And I'm sorry, I get really emotional when I talk about this, so you're probably going to hear me cry a little bit throughout this. But I have an opportunity as a coach to take the experiences I've been through and the hard times in my life and the trials in my life and the struggles that I've been able to grow through. And I can now shine a light for someone else who's going through the same thing and be that, that hand that's held out that says, look, like, I know what you're going through. It sucks, but guess what? You're going to get through this. You're going to come out on the other side. Coaching has given me an opportunity to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And that's something that when you're super overweight and you're totally consumed with how rotten you feel inside, how terrible you feel physically, how terrible you feel emotionally, you're very self-centered. And I don't mean that like in a, like the normal term of self-centered, but our world and my thoughts just revolved around me all the time and how I felt and how horrible I felt. But being able to change my health and my fitness freed me up to be able to care for other people and to leave a legacy, build a legacy in someone else, and be the light to, like I said, to help somebody else make a change too. Along the journey, I've had a front row seat in so many amazing transformations, including my amazing husband, who I'm so proud of. It took him a couple years before I could infect him with a love for fitness. But once he got the light, I mean, he just ran with it. And now he's 40 pounds down. So with my 50, we're working on 100, and we're going to do it. One of these days we'll hit that 100 mark. But, I'm just so proud of him. And that's another thing. I mean, just to be able to have an impact on the ones that we love the most, that means a lot. But every day I get that front row seat in all of these amazing transformations. And I get to be the person that's there that really just cheers them on to help people when they need encouragement, to tell them, hey, you can do this. And really just to be there to see the light in their eyes when they do hit those goals. I get messages in my inbox all the time thanking me. And it's very humbling because I just really, I'm just like most people. I feel like, there's nothing really huge about me. It's just that, I've been willing to share what I've done and use that to help other people. And it all started with me, just making that change for myself. So along this journey, I wanted to talk about a little bit about what we've been able to accomplish with our business. And this right here is something that it's kind of always hard to share because you don't want people thinking you're bragging. The reason why I'm sharing these types of things is because I want you to see that if I can do this, anybody can do this. Trust me on that. If I can do it, anyone can. And the Beachbody does not play favorites. It really does not play favorites. And we're going to go through in a few minutes, what it takes to be a coach and what we look for in coaches. But I think you'll kind of get that picture. So years 1 through 2 of my Beachbody coaching journey, we were able to pay off that $55,000 in debt, and we became 100% debt-free. That means I don't even have a car note. My bills, I would write out my credit card bills every month, and it was about $1,700 a month is what we were paying out the door to our debt. Now I pay literally about $300 to $350 a month, and that includes my utilities, my cell phone bill. It's like giving yourself a raise, right? Like a ginormous raise. So years 3 through 4, which is where I'm at right now, I'm getting ready to retire from my full-time job. Plus, we've been able to save up 20% to put down on a house. So no longer in that crappy neighborhood, right? I'm no longer in the little ratty rental. We've been able to elevate our lives all by helping those people that I showed you a minute ago. Beachbody has sent us on some pretty awesome vacations, which are always really fun. I love vacations, especially when I don't pay for them, right? Anybody? And then also recognition as a business leader. And then the thing that I love the most, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but my team, like none of this would have been possible without growing my team and empowering other people to take this and run with it the way that I've been able to take it and run with it. And none of this could have happened without my team. My team rocks. So if you're here because one of my team members invited you, trust me, you are on the right track. You are on the right team. Our team is amazing. I'm going to talk about them more in a little bit. So who is coaching for? And I find this really important because I know a lot of people have preconceived ideas of what makes a great coach, or, maybe you feel like, well, this couldn't be for me because of X, Y, and Z. So we're going to go through a few of those common thoughts that we get. This business is for people who want more than they have right now. And that means if you're like me and you're in debt, and maybe living in a neighborhood that you really don't want to raise a family in, or maybe you're somebody who has a great career and a great job and you make great money and you don't have debt, but you still want something else. Like maybe you don't feel fulfilled at your job. I know for me, I'm a court reporter full-time. That's what I'm getting ready to retire from. And it's a great job. I don't have any complaints about the people I work with, but it's just a super negative environment. I work in the criminal courthouse. I mean, you don't get much more negative than that, right? We see the worst of the worst on their worst days. So, whatever your reason is for wanting more in your life, that's what we're looking for. We look for people who are not satisfied and they want something more. People who are passionate about fitness and health. Love helping other people. That's a big one. You have to love people. Maybe you want some accountability for your own journey. And I know as a coach, like before I signed up as a coach, I was on it with my fitness. But now as a coach, where I really find that accountability kicking in for me are the days where I'm having a really hard time. Or like last year, I had a terrible year last year personally for me. A lot of personal things that happened that were just really hard. But because I'm a coach and because I know that people are looking to me, like I was able to hold it together a lot better than I would have if I hadn't have had that level of accountability in my life. People who maybe want to build a plan B. Like I know the economy is doing much better now, but it wasn't too long ago that a lot of people were seeing pink slips, and that is no fun, right? I mean, no fun is really putting it lightly. But having a plan B is always a good thing. Maybe you want to just earn some extra income, take your family on some trips, pay for your Shakeology. And then there are people who are looking to retirement and padding their retirement or other funds. Or maybe you're somebody who wants to give money to extra causes. So who is coaching not for? And I have one answer, and that is perfect people, and that's it. And what do I mean by that? Because as a coach, how I grow my business is really sharing me, who I really am. And everyone knows, right? There are no perfect people. But if you're the type of person who, maybe you struggle a little bit with letting people see who you really are, that's something that we'll have to work on as a coach. Because as a coach, sharing your struggles, that's how people relate to you. And when I share my story of depression or, the personal struggles I've gone through with my weight loss and all of that, that's how people relate to me. And so we need people who are willing to work on at least being real and being raw and just being able to be real on Facebook and on just your personal contacts with people. All right, so coach, that word has so much such a big meaning, right? So you might be thinking am I even qualified to do this? Why was I invited to this? I'm not qualified for this. And so I want to go through some of the things that you do not have to be. And that is number one, a nutritionist. You don't have to be a nutritionist. You do not have to be a fitness model. You don't even have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to have a six-pack. You don't have to be a motivational speaker, a college graduate, a business expert, a sales professional, a personal trainer, and you definitely do not have to hassle people. All right, so let me go through some of these in a little bit more detail. Beachbody, the way this company works, for any of you who maybe you don't have a Beachbody program, but Beachbody is a home fitness company, and we specialize. We pretty much dominate the market on home fitness. We have amazing programs, and every single program, here's the beauty, every single program comes with a personal trainer who's going to be with you every single day in your living room. Every day you press play, that trainer is going to show up at the time that you show up. And that's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. So when I started P90X, the trainer that worked me through my 50 pounds was Tony Horton. And it seems weird, but when I met him for the first time about a year after I started coaching, it really felt like I knew him. like I had this connection with him because he had been there with me every morning as I was sweating and crying and groaning and pushing myself and left blood and tears on my floor. And he was there every second of that. And so there's always going to be this special place in my heart for Tony Horton. And I know most of my customers that have had great transformations and they've really done these programs, they feel the same way about the trainer that was on their program as well. And it's the same with the nutritionist aspect. We don't have to be a nutritionist because every single program comes with a plan that was scientifically engineered for that program. So Beachbody, we don't send out a generic meal plan with every program. Each program has its own meal plan that comes with it that is, again, scientifically engineered for that program. So you might be sitting here thinking, well, Mary, you just talked yourself out of a job. Like, what do you do as a coach? So let's talk about that. Beachbody, when they first started, was not a coach company. It was a fitness company. And they realized after a few years in that there was this kind of crazy phenomenon happening. They had it was long before Facebook, right? Or even MySpace, but they had on the Beachbody site a chat area where people could get together and connect. And they noticed this kind of weird phenomenon that the people who were connecting with other people in the chat rooms on beachbody.com were having a much higher success rate than the people who were not connecting with other people. And they were just kind of going it on their own. The ones who were connecting were getting through programs faster. They were actually finishing them and they were getting the results they wanted. And Beachbody is smart. They're in this to build a successful business. And they realized that if they could provide support for their customers, they'd have more customers who were successful, which means more people coming back for more stuff, right? It's like just good business sense. That's where the coaching network came from. So we started, our coaching network started as a group of customers who had been through the programs and who we're going to now coach people or help people through the programs as well. So as a coach, my job is not to be the trainer. It's not to be the nutritionist. What it is it's to be a supporter and an encourager of the people that I come into contact with and my clients. I provide that positive mindset. I'm there to, provide a daily accountability, maybe a swift kick in the booty when they're falling off the wagon, to talk people down off of a plateau. I mean, you name it. But that emotional connection and the emotional support is what I do. That's what I provide as a coach. And it really does make a difference. It really does make a difference for people. And we get messages all the time, from people just saying like, I could have never done this without you. And knowing that it's an amazing gift. So we're looking for people who are hard workers, go-getters, teachable, because there is a system and there is a proven way to be successful at this. And we know what it is and we want to help you, but you got to be teachable, right? People who are compassionate, who care about other people, who love people, love working on themselves and being healthy and fit themselves, want to inspire and encourage other people. So let's talk about the benefits really quick. And I know there's like a big old list here because there's a lot of benefits. 25% commission on everything that you sell through your Beachbody website, as well as any future orders that those customers make, right? So anytime someone buys a program from you or a product from you on your site, they're enrolled as a member of your team. And so any future orders will be processed through you as well. You also save 25% on anything you buy, which is really cool. So say you love Shakeology, that's $33 a month or $33 an order on your Shakeology that you save. There is a great compensation plan. We have team bonus, which is separate and apart from that 25% commission. Team bonus is basically a way that you earn money based on what your team does and together as a team what you accomplish, which is really amazing. And that's how people can earn 6- and 7-figure incomes. And yes, people do. A lot of people do. And you can too. You can earn 5-star vacations, super low startup costs, which is awesome. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Work at your own pace, so you're not going to have somebody pushing you to do something you don't want to do, all right? As a matter of fact, your goals are set completely by you. If you sign up and you say, you know, I really just want to earn enough to make my Shakeology order, we can talk about that and we'll show you what to do. Maybe you don't want to sell anything and you just want to get $33 off your Shakeology each month. Again, you can do that. Or you might want to build that 6-figure business. And again, you can do that too. There are no sales quotas. So nobody's going to be calling you saying like, hello, why didn't you sell anything this month? There's no stocking and shipping products, which is really awesome. A lot of direct sales companies, you're required to stock, like Mary Kay, Avon, you stock the product and you ship it out. And that's, we don't do that. And that's really awesome for me because I hate going to the post office. You can live anywhere in the United States and Canada. Now, this is something that's really awesome. So say you start your business, you live in California, and 2 years later you decide, you know what, I'm moving to New York. Well, guess what? You don't have to quit your business. Your business goes with you because it's in your computer, literally. There are no face-to-face transactions unless you choose to meet people face-to-face, which you can, but you don't have to. You set your own hours. Again, you set your own business goals. There are monthly prizes directly from Beachbody, as well as within our team. We do our own stuff as well. You get tons of awesome recognition, team support and training systems. There's no contract. So if you sign up and you decide later, I don't want to do this anymore, you can cancel at any time and you're not going to be penalized. It's just a pretty simple transaction to cancel. Again, a 6-figure income potential. And then the one that I really love, because you can tell I put it in red, is there is no ceiling. The only ceiling that you have is the one you put over your head. And that's something that's pretty cool because here I am, a career girl, but my job, I've already topped out. I'm 37 years old. And what I'm looking at right now is not step increases. I'm just looking at, every contract we might get a raise, cost of living raise, maybe, probably not. And that's it, right? And I'm supposed to do this till I'm 60? Like, what? No. With this, there is no ceiling. The only ceiling you have is the one that you put over your head. All right, so here's my amazing team. And this is just some of our coaches on our team. I used the biggest collage that I could find. And so unfortunately, I can't fit everybody, but these are a few of our amazing coaches. And I just wanted to give them all a shout out because they really rock. We have a lot of amazing people on this team who are helping so many people, and they're building great businesses with this. We've been around for 3 years. We're not going anywhere. Our upline is the largest team in Beachbody history, so we have resources like for days. And this is a business that you really have to build yourself. But the super cool thing is that we're with you every step of the way. You're never alone in this. The structure of Team Beachbody is very much team-oriented. So you'll never have to worry about people like hiding secrets or, not being willing to help you. The more you succeed, the more we all succeed. And so everybody really has that incentive to help each other. I've made some of the best friends that I have because of this business, and just that positive quality that seems to be like a common thread throughout coaches. We're just really positive people, like we're happy people, and we're fun people to be around. And it's just like, it's awesome to have that in a world that sometimes can be so negative, to have that. Sometimes it feels like, just like, especially for my job, it feels like a breath of fresh air when I get to go and spend time with my coaches or with the friends that I've made with Beachbody. And I took an online poll a few days ago on my page, and I asked people, what do you love about staying home with your kids? And what do you not like so much about staying at home with your kids? And I had this kind of common thread run through the comments, and it kind of surprised me, but it was that they love staying home with their kids, but they don't love the fact that they don't get any adult interaction. And I think you can see from this picture, we have a lot of moms on our team, and I'm pretty sure that every single one of them would be more than happy to tell you that with this coaching opportunity, you're going to get plenty of interaction with other moms and other people who are, doing amazing things, and you're going to get that adult conversation. Okay, so how do you get started? I want to go over this real quick. So I talked earlier, I kind of teased it. We have a super low startup cost. It's $40 a month. That covers your first month. And with that, you're going to get some cool tools to help you start your business. After that, the monthly cost to be a coach is $16 a month. Okay, and that covers 3 websites that Beachbody maintains for you. And Beachbody does a great job doing that. As a matter of fact, when you sign up to coach, your website's going to be up and running in about an hour to 2 hours for most people. Now, here's the cool thing, that you can actually sign up for free, meaning you can waive that $40 fee when you sign up with a challenge pack purchase. A challenge pack is where we take a program, like the one I have depicted here is the 21-day fix. So we take a program like the 21-day fix, we combine it with Shakeology into this bundle kind of package. And Beachbody discounts that package already quite a bit. It's like 25% off when you buy them together like that. But when you buy them together in the challenge pack deal bundle, Beachbody allows you to sign up for free. So that first month is totally free, the $40 you don't have to pay. And then every month after that would be the $16 a month. Okay, I hope that makes sense for everyone. That obviously is how we recommend people sign up. If you have purchased a challenge pack in the past, you still can sign up for free. It's a little bit more tricky, but we can talk about that. Ask the person who invited you. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about signing up. It's really easy. It takes about 5 minutes. And then I have people ask me a lot, and it's tax time, so I'll just throw this out there. When you sign up as a coach, you are an independent contractor. So Beachbody is not going to take the money out of your check for taxes. That's something you'll get a 1099 in the mail, and then you will have to set aside the money for your taxes on your own. I just want to throw that in there. All right, so I have one last thought that I want to leave you with. And I'm almost done here. I know I've been like talking like a racehorse here. But so many times, and I know for myself, so many times we live with the what ifs, and most of the time it's a negative thing. We're always looking back and wondering, like, what if I had taken that chance? What if I had stepped out? What if I had accepted that job? And on it goes. And a lot of times it kind of makes us, it's that looking back over my shoulder, what if? So I have a different kind of what if I want to ask you. What if you jumped in this fun opportunity with us, and you decided to take your light and let it shine for the world to see, and use your life to inspire other people? And what if along the journey, your light was able to spark a light in someone else, and as a result of that, they were able to maybe get off their insulin medication, or maybe another person is able to lose 100 pounds and they enjoy shopping for the first time in their life, trying on clothes for the first time in their life. Maybe a family member is able to wear her wedding ring again for the first time in 6 years, or a marriage is saved because health and vitality has been restored. Hypertension, blood pressure, digestive issues are healed, all because you, one Tuesday night on a little webinar, you decided to shine as brightly as you could and to use your life to help someone else. Wouldn't that be the most coolest thing ever? Like the most amazing experience? All of those scenarios I just listed have been played out over and over within our team in the last 3 years. And I know we're going to see even more. And we would absolutely love for you to be a part of that with us. So we're ready for you. We're standing by. We're ready to help you get started on the best journey ever. And I just want to say I'm so grateful that you took the time to spend with us tonight. I hope that this has lit a fire in you, or at the very least that, you can go out and be a friend to someone else who might be struggling right now with something that you've struggled with in the past. The beauty of our trials and the things that we go through in our lives is that it really strengthens us, and it enables us to relate to other people. But that only happens when we're willing to share. So if you're ready to shine with us, please let the person who invited you know. If not, we please ask you to let them know that too. And I know they'll be following up with you either way. But regardless of whether you decided to join our team or not, we absolutely love you, and we are so here for you. And again, I just want to say thank you so much.